Still tired in midlife, even though you're eating and trying to do everything right? Let me show you what I eat in a day to support my energy, my hormones, and strength over 50. Welcome to Fit and Fueled by Faith with your lovely host, Stacy, where we talk about taking care of the body, the mind, and our soul, God's way. So welcome to season 2 of Hello Hormones series where the female body meets faith. I'm so excited that you're here today and we're back. And today we're starting something practical. Guess what? We're in the kitchen. We're talking about food. You can see I have some things here. Food. I forgot to pour my water. So yes, I keep my water in this blue glass. The sun kisses it every morning and it just brings joy to me. So you can research more about blue glass, water, sun. That's another topic. But anyways, yes, I keep it in a bottle like this. I put my water in a cup like this. So it's my treat, right? Because I don't drink alcohol. Okay, so let's get back to our regularly scheduled program here. So yes, we're going to dive into and we're going to talk about food because a lot of women in midlife are asking the question, what should I even eat anymore? And more importantly, why do I feel tired even when I'm eating? So that is the question today that we're going to unlock, right? So my sister, again, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad we're in the kitchen. And I figure we're in the kitchen talking about food. We're talking about food today, so why not be in the kitchen, right? You think of kitchen, food, that's where you prepare your meals, you eat, all the good things, right? So let's talk about why food feels different in midlife. Okay, so I know I say this all the time. When we were in our 20s and 30s, we often, what used to work in our 20s and 30s doesn't work anymore in midlife. It doesn't. Metabolism slows down, muscle mass naturally decreases, and hormones shift, especially what our estrogen and blood sugar hormones are more sensitive. So it's not just about eating less or more or moving more. It's about eating smarter for your changing body, right? We talked about this in season 1. If you're new to this, check out season 1. But I'm glad you're here. So there's a lot of good treats for you. So if you just stumbled on this today, awesome. We're talking about what I eat in a day and what helps me to keep my energy and balance my hormones and strengthen my body, right? I'm 51. So just like me, you're probably going through the things. You tried everything, the eating, the dieting, eating less, exercising more, and you're still feeling tired and drained. Or maybe you're finally starting to eat and you're still like wondering, well, why am I tired? Why isn't this not working? Okay, so I follow a pescatarian, Mediterranean inspired way of eating. So I eat lots of fish. Okay, so I don't eat red meat. I don't eat beef, pork, chicken. I don't eat any land animals. Seafood. Seafood, that is my thing. So I eat lots of seafood, protein for muscle and metabolism. So whether you eat fish or chicken or turkey, we need to eat protein, right? Protein. And then we need to eat healthy fats for hormones. I forgot to bring the avocado oil out. But I'm going to show some things that, what are protein, carbs, and fats and things, and some of the things I eat, just to get an idea what I eat. I don't eat perfect, but it's about consistency and balance throughout my day. So that's what I'm going to share. And of course, fiber for digestion and blood sugar balance. That is key because we become more insulin resistant as we age and get into the season of perimenopause, menopause, right? Our body is just it's biology. Things are just changing and shifting. And of course, consistent meals for energy, stability. Yes. So this is not about perfection, my friend. Like I said, it's not about perfection, but it's about eating foods that are balanced, that are going to benefit you in energy, balancing your hormones, right? And strengthening and keeping that strength, right? Strengthening you in midlife and supporting your body, not fighting it. So what I actually eat, my friends. So I'm going to share with you simple examples. So I'm going to share some pictures as well as some food. So what I usually eat for breakfast is, so I'm not going to look at my notes. I'm just going to show you now. So I kind of alternate what I eat for breakfast. If I'm home and I have time, I will have eggs, which I forgot to get the eggs out. Let's get the eggs. So I usually do I have pasteurized eggs. I eat the eggs, and I do egg white and almond milk. I'm gonna get everything out of here, right? Where's my avocado? We got the avocado and feta and all kinds of good stuff in here. So let's see. Yummy. Vegetables. Okay. So now that you get the backside of me, hopefully nothing's sticking out. Yes, my tag's sticking out, right? Cut. Okay. Anyway, this is real, right? I'm recording here. Okay, so I got some food and things like that. Okay. So as I said, there'll be pictures here somewhere on the screen. So to get a pretty picture, a visual of like what I eat for eggs. So normally for eggs, I will have 2 whole eggs and then a half a cup of egg whites. So I like Pete and Jerry's because it's pure egg white. It's organic. It might be a little more pricier, but I want to put the good stuff in my body, right? So sometimes we need to invest in ourselves, right? That means food. I always say invest in yourself now, because if you don't take care of yourself and as we age and you get sick and break down, guess what? Hospital bills, doctor visits, co-payments, insurance, prescriptions, that's going to cost and rack up, right? So, and that's going to be expensive. So why not invest now and take care of your body while you're spending money towards things that are enjoyable versus having to pay for things you don't want to pay for, right? Okay, so that's my eggs, pasteurized eggs, egg whites. Okay, let's put that away to the side. So 2 eggs, half a cup egg white. I put maybe like a teaspoon of some feta, avocado, fresh avocado. Add a little bit of that. And then I usually will have some sourdough bread. Okay, so I discovered this bread. I don't know where you live, but Big Y. It's called When Pigs Fly. So it's pretty cool. It's a story about this guy who loved to bake. His dream was to open a bakery. And, you know, of course, like when you tell the world, what do they say? Sure, this is going to happen when pigs fly, when pigs can fly. So I guess he named his brand When Pigs Could Fly. He donates to charities, 25,000 monthly loaves donated, recycled to feed animals, millions of mouths fed. So, and it's all natural, sourdough based. No GMOs, no artificial coloring, no artificial flavors, and it's 100 calories and has 3 grams of protein, 21 grams of carbs. So When Pigs Could Fly, my friends, I like this. There's 2 types of sourdough, your regular classic, and then I have another one in here too, which is more like just your regular like sandwich kind of bread. Again, this is also sourdough, but it's just a different style. And this one's a little lighter. It's 90 grams or 90 calories versus 100. It's all good. And speaking of breads, for protein, this original flatbread, it's 100 calories, yes, for 1 piece, but it has 15 grams. So if you want to make like a fish wrap, what I love to do with this is put a little tzatziki sauce. Could I say that right? I can never say that right. The cucumber dill sauce. Here, I'll just show you. This is the best. So you put some of this, warm this obviously up, warm it up, spread this on here. I put maybe a tablespoon, and you could put either like a piece of like ahi tuna, salmon, tuna fish, if it were chicken, whatever you like. I use, where's some of my stuff? So I like smoked salmon. So, you know, this is dill flavored. So it's either smoked salmon too. You can put this on bagels. And then I got my ahi tuna as well. Steaks. I've done that too. I make the steaks. I put it inside here. So, you know, of course, you don't want to go over on protein, you know. So we'll talk more about that. But 15 grams, you can't go wrong, you know. 15 grams of protein. Okay. So anyways, skipping to lunch here, but that's for breakfast, right? So that's one thing I have for breakfast is the smoothie. So the eggs is one thing I have for breakfast is the eggs. And then if I'm on the go for work, sometimes I have to be at work in the morning and I don't have time to prepare, I will have my kachava, so more of a protein meal-based smoothie. This is a meal. It's an all-in-one nutrition shake. So I will usually add 2 scoops and then 1 extra scoop of whey. So this gives me about 40 grams of protein. It has carbs and fats, so it's balanced out. I'll add half a cup of my Califia Farms. I like it. Go Cocoa, coconut, almond milk, and a half a banana usually. So that's my go-to. And so say those are my 2 alternatings, right? So if I'm on the go, it's this protein smoothie. And then for lunch, I will have the eggs. Okay. But if I'm home and I have the eggs, then chances are I'm probably at the gym. I'm going to work out, and then I'm going to have like a protein shake and maybe a little lighter for protein recovery. Okay, and then for lunch, here we go. Tuna fish. Again, tuna fish on some sourdough toast. I add a little avocado. You could add some tzatziki or tzatziki sauce. I don't know. Am I saying that right? So I'll have tuna fish. So you can see somewhere a tuna fish sandwich, usually with lettuce, tomato. Once maybe I'll put a slice of like Swiss cheese or something, so it's balanced with the carbs from the bread, the protein from the tuna fish, and the fiber from the green leaves and the tomato, and the fat from the cheese, right? So I usually just ask for one slice. So if you're ordering at the deli, make sure, because they'll put 2 or 3 slices. So I'm always like one slice. And usually I know a deli that I like that makes a really good tuna fish sandwich. They put like 5 ounces of tuna fish. So I'm getting like 30 grams of protein. So it's all good. So then that's probably it. And then for snack, I usually do Greek yogurt, which I didn't take that out. So I do this Greek yogurt. I do my Greek yogurt. I'll add some chocolate hummus and some granola and some fruit and maybe drizzle a little honey. So you can see that in the picture somewhere around here. Okay, so that could be a snack. And this has 18 grams of protein. So I'll have that for snack. And then what else? What else for snack? Oh yeah, and these are the granolas I love. Shirley Elizabeth, her cereals and granola. This is like cookie granola. So if you have like a sweet tooth, I usually try to do just like 1 tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoons. You just be careful with granola. It adds up pretty fast. And of course, this is peanut butter. So these are so good. Also, these crackers have like great clean ingredients, believe it or not. So these are the only crackers I eat. They're 100 calories for 100 calories for 1 ounce. They're made with organic wheat, onion, honey, organic sesame seeds, poppy seeds, yeast, salt, garlic, olive oil. That is it. No extra oils and seed oils. So this also makes good if you want to take like a tuna fish packet with some crackers or lettuce, tuna fish wraps. Those are good for you. And then of course, like for dinner, I have fish. So I have my salmon, usually salmon, 1 piece. Sometimes I'll have fresh fish, but if not, I always have frozen on hand, and I just bake it with seasoning on it. And then I'll have some vegetables like broccoli, or I love my zucchini, and rice. Sometimes I'll have jasmine rice. I love my rice. So again, it's about portion control. And then sweet potatoes, my friends. Have you microwaved a sweet potato? For 1 potato, it takes 6 minutes. 3 minutes, flip it, another 3 minutes, and you cut it, and it's just soft. Everybody loves it. I used to like cut and peel potatoes. It'd take me half an hour, and then it'd take another 45 minutes just to cook in the oven. Fast way, easy. Another easy snack is Mediterranean style lentils, 24 grams. Of course, that's for the whole can. But if I eat 1 cup, 1 cup is 11 grams. So you could add some cottage cheese to that, a piece of sourdough bread, to rack up the protein. So that's what I do. Those are yummy. Anything else I'm missing here? Breakfast, this has 10 grams of protein. So again, it's quick on the go. Just add some hot water. You could eat this. When some things are a little low, I'll tend to add like a scoop of protein into my oatmeal to bring the protein up more. Or yogurt or cottage cheese. What else am I thinking here? Yeah, so these are things I eat in a day, my friends. So I talked about breakfast, lunch, and snacks, and dinner. So yeah, so I said the salmon. Sometimes I have white fish. I love mahi, halibut, tuna steak. So I try to rotate shrimp, scallops. So I try to rotate all those types of fish and stuff so I don't get bored. And really simple fish. So protein, I think we talked about this, protein the size of your fist, about 4 or 5 ounces, 4 ounces. Vegetables, maybe a cup. And of course your fats, a thumb size. So of course you want to eat more of your grains, broccoli, zucchini, carrots. I love those. They're fibrous and they're filling. Especially the trick to add broccoli to your egg omelets, add broccoli to your salads, add broccoli to your rice. Or like I made some kind of tortellini mac and cheese. I made a cheese-based sauce with milk and the tortellini, and I added broccoli to it. So instead of just getting a cup of just the pasta and cheese, it was mixed with broccoli. So I ate less of the pasta with the fatty cheeses, and that was filling and satisfying. So there's ways to eat. This is kind of some things that I eat. And of course, nuts are good for snacks. So like say an apple and nuts on the go. I'm always on the go. So it's my protein shake. Um, so always have some water with you when you go. Prepare. You have to plan to prepare the night before. You got to know what your day looks like ahead of time. Am I going to have time to eat? Do I want to eat out? You know, so pack up your own like nuts and some fruits. Get a lunch box and put an ice pack in it. So make sure you have your water, a protein shake, a smoothie, nuts, fruit on the go, protein bars, healthy good ones. I usually like IQ bars or something that's healthy with healthy, clean ingredients. And then, of course, on busy days when I'm working out, I take the Naked Lean Creatine. So I like the Naked products. You can see my whey isolate naked whey, my Naked Whey Isolate protein, and the Naked Lean Creatine. Very good for muscles and brain health too for women in perimenopause. Okay, so I think we'll cover that. Let's move on. We'll be here forever. So hopefully you've seen the pictures as I talked and shared with you. If not, take a look right now. We'll do a little quick flash of like breakfast and lunch and snacks and dinner. Yes, that's what I eat in a day, mostly. I mean, it's always fish for dinner. It's always definitely, to make it easy, it's always definitely a fish. So think of fish or chicken or protein with either potato or rice, quinoa, and vegetables. So your protein, half the plate vegetables, maybe a half a cup to a cup of rice. And it all depends on activity level. So when I'm more active, I can eat more carbs. Let's just put it that way, right? Carb cycling, you heard of that? On a low key day, I'm gonna maybe eat a quarter to half a cup, especially if I want to have a sweet potato. So if I want rice and sweet potato, because it's a lot of carbs, I'll do like a quarter of a sweet potato. So I'll cut this in half into fours and have a quarter. So I just get a little bit of it and mix it in with a quarter of rice with broccoli or zucchini and my fish, right? And of course, once in a while, we like bread in this house, so bread with olive oil. But again, it's being moderating. So maybe I'll make like 2 slices of toast, and then I just break into little bite-sized pieces. I put on a plate in the middle with a little olive oil flavored my seasonings dip. And so then out of 3 or 4 of us eating, we're sharing those 2 slices of toast because we're just taking a little piece and dipping it in. So even when it comes to dessert, if you have a sweet tooth, sharing is caring when it comes to dessert or anything. So, okay. So let's move on. Yay. That's what I eat in a day. And of course, I drink my water. I got some fresh mint from outside and my lemon. So really, that's what I live on. Water and a protein shake and more water and more water. Try to drink 80 to 90 ounces of water. Okay. So what changed for me in midlife? Oh my goodness. What I stopped doing, my friends, I stopped skipping meals. I stopped under fueling, because that was one of the big things. I fasted for so many years, intermittent fasting. I know you hear that's the craze, and it could be good, but like for women perimenopause, like I'm learning we need to eat within, an hour to the most before, as we wake up. I have things in the morning. I go to daily mass, so I'm not able to eat till almost like 2 hours after. But at least it's a lot earlier, eating between 9 and 10 versus I used to eat between 12 and 1. So now I'm filling up a lot early, and I'm balancing my macros throughout the day, prioritizing protein, right? And carbs and fiber and healthy fats. Okay, so yes, I used to skip meals, under eating, I said that. And, back in the day when I first, like 10 years ago, I was just doing cardio. And then I slowly started adding strength training, but I wasn't doing enough. I was probably doing more cardio than strength training, so that was not balanced. So what I started doing now is prioritizing protein, as I said. Strength training, always a work in progress. Some days I feel a little flat. I feel like I'm retaining a lot of water sometimes, glucogen, whatever, it's another story. But I know I'm doing the right things, so I'm just going to keep doing it. Eating more consistently, balance out my days. Like I said, try to eat like 4 meals a day, 3 meals and a snack, all leading with protein, right? Prioritizing with protein. And of course, focusing on energy, not restrictions, okay? So if you're feeling down, grab that apple, grab a half a banana. So my friend, this isn't just about food, it's about stewardship. And of course, we know that our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit of God, and we are stewards of our own body. We need to take care of this holy temple, right? 1 Corinthians 6:19. Don't you know your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit? So honor it, therefore, with your body. So taking care of our body is not vanity, my friend. It is wisdom. Wisdom. So we're here to grow in wisdom and grace, right? Yes. Okay, my friend, simple start for you. So if you feel overwhelmed, start here. Again, just adding protein. Protein, whether it's eggs for breakfast, right? You got to add extra egg whites. 2 eggs, not going to do it. You got to add egg whites. So it's a little more leaner, right? A balance. So I do 2 eggs, half a cup of protein. That's what I do. You could do 1 egg, half a cup, whatever. But that seems to work for me. And then, tuna fish, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, lentil soups have protein in it. So again, lead with protein. Okay. Protein powders if you need to in a smoothie. This has 25 grams of protein, even just 2 scoops of this, and it's only 240 calories. So Kachava, I'll put the link if you are interested, and you can take a look at it and you can purchase it. Okay. And what else? Drink more water. Like I said, I'm drinking 80, 90 ounces of water. So drink your water. And stop skipping meals. Focus on consistency, not perfection. Okay? So it's about consistency, my friends. Every day is a new day, right? Or every meal is a new meal. If you feel like you overate on something, then get back up and recover yourself. There's been days where I had to rush out and this and that. I'm like, oh my goodness, I need it. I'm behind. Just get back on your horse. The next meal, prioritize your protein, prioritize your macros, and just eat, right? So remember my sister, oh no, I'm skipping here. Okay, so we talked about what you can do is add more protein to every meal, drink more water, eat something within a few hours of waking, like I said. So eat something a few hours eat something within a few hours of waking, and stop skipping meals and focus on consistency, not perfection. Okay. So my sister, for you, I have, am I feeding my energy or just my cravings? Do you find like you're hungry and you got to eat that sweet thing, or are you eating because you're bored, emotional? Like you got to ask yourself, if I'm really hungry, do I feel depleted? Am I lacking energy? Then you probably need real food, not snacks and treats. Sorry to tell you that. You need to stabilize with protein, carbs, fiber, fats. Okay. So ask yourself, am I feeding for energy or for my cravings? Number 2, what meals help me feel most stable? So you might know when you eat certain foods, you're like, oh, I feel so good. I feel satisfied, nourished, sustained. So reflect on what meals make you feel good. Not wired, but like feel good and feel like just energized and satisfied. There you go. 3, where am I under supporting my body? This is good. Where am I under supporting my body? Is it that you're not eating enough food? Maybe you're realizing, wow, Stacey, that's a lot of food. Hey, our bodies need fuel to burn, right? You need fuel to burn. So this time we need to fuel our hormones, right? So we got to balance those hormones so we can balance our energy and then feel strong by incorporating the protein and strength training and all those things. Okay, my sister, remember, you're not behind and you're not broken. You're not behind and you're not broken. So we are not starting over, my sister. You're learning, rebuilding, becoming stronger. Yes, in this season. I hope you're going to follow along this season and stay tuned, because it's one step, one choice, one day at a time, my friend. And that's so true, because I've gotten overwhelmed on this journey and I've kind of just finally said, let me let go, because I'm doing the thing. So, you might be doing the things, you're like, why am I not seeing results? Why am I not feeling anything? Because it takes time. Think of this imagination. I was explaining this to my husband. Think of a train chugging, 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 right? And it's going this direction for whatever long we've been doing the thing, right? And all of a sudden now we're like changing our diets. We're adding more food, adding the protein, exercise, and our body's like, oh, it's coming to a screech, right? It's like, yeah, let's slow down here. And it's just kind of like, what's going on here? I'm confused. We're not doing what we used to do with the old pattern, the old ways. And then while your body starts getting more stable and getting used to what's going on, then it's saying, okay. And the wheels start turning slowly. That's where we could be in that phase where we don't see anything. We don't feel a difference maybe. But slowly but surely, as we maintain and balance our bodies and give it the nutrients it needs and do the things that we need to do, it's going to start going, and it's going to start reversing. And then slowly but surely, you're going to start dropping the fats. The scale might go up, it might go down. But remember, there's a fluctuation between water. We can gain 2 to 5 pounds just from water. So it doesn't mean you gain weight, because it takes 3,500 calories to gain 1 pound. So unless you know you ate like, an extra 500 calories every day for a week, then you would gain a pound. So my friends, so think of that, I don't know, that imagination, like your body's going, you're trying something new. Now it's like, whoa, it's slowing down. It's confused. It doesn't know what to do, because our bodies are kind of like a machine. It likes structure. It likes stability. I talk about this. The mind likes flexibility, freedom, but the body wants stability. So when we all of a sudden start doing something new and introducing a new way of eating or being and stuff, our body's like, whoa, it's confused. And then it takes time for it to kind of, I'm sure you've heard of like reverse dieting, right? Sometimes we have to, especially if you're under eating, you got to have to build up to your maintenance, because your body doesn't even know what you're supposed to eat. And then that's why you don't maybe see the scale going down, because your body's just like, okay, but you might be noticing you're staying the same weight because your body, okay, it's in maintenance. It's stabilizing. And then once it stabilizes, it's going to feel confident. It's going to feel safe to like release weight, So we talk about a lot of things, cortisol and stress and stuff like that, make it harder for us to release weight. So, but anyways, that's another topic. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But again, my sister, it's one step, one choice, and one day at a time. So keep caring for your body, renewing your mind, and strengthening your soul God's way. That's what we're here for, right? So my friends, thank you for tuning in and watching Fit and Fueled by Faith podcast, where the female body meets faith. Hello Hormone series. So my sister, you know what to do. Please, please, please share this and get this in the ears of any other sister that needs to hear this or see this, right? Yes. So they can understand what's happening, what they maybe need to do, how they should eat. Remember, this is what I do. We're all different, but I'm just kind of giving you a little general idea of what I eat in a day. Okay, so if you want to, you're probably thinking, Stacey, what's the calories? Maybe about 1,800 calories. I'm trying to be in calorie deficit between 16 to 18. And then usually my maintenance is probably around 19 to 2,100. So we're different sizes, height, shape, and stuff. So like you need to work on that in yourself. You can ask AI, plug in your things, and it'll tell you where you should be. But really, it's about, even if you don't know, balancing 4 meals, 3 meals, a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack in between. Okay. And prioritizing that protein, your carbs, fiber, fats. Okay. And so as always, please share and like and subscribe if you haven't done so. Click on the notification so you don't miss when a new episode drops. And if you don't want to miss, sign up for my newsletter, my weekly newsletter, where it comes out. It drops either Monday or Tuesday, and you'll get the links. So from that newsletter, you're able to just click on whether you want to listen on Apple or watch it here on YouTube. Okay, I'm missing anything? Again, thank you so much. So again, as always, go out in the world, share love, make peace, and be happy, and glorify the Lord in your thoughts, words, and actions. And my sisters, this has been fun. This was fun today. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Let me know if you like this visual, and I'll try to do more of it. I mean, this is what season 2 is all about. It's more hands-on. First season was about the awareness, what's happening. Okay, now we're applying. Okay, now we're going to take the action, and we're going to do. Yes. So I hope you're ready for this journey, my sister. Until next time, I'll see you. God bless.